we could have this whole acre lot. And we got home and my dad was over there and he walked the whole thing off and he said, "It's yours." I said, "What do you mean it's mine?" He said, "You bought it with the house. It's already yours." And that's the way God works. He's just so good to you. It says the goodness of the Lord leadeth men to repentance. What that means is it just takes us back and we just wag our heads and we say, "God, I can't believe you've been so good to me." Resting on the promises of Christ means that I can live with this energy, this vitality, this quality in life. Benjamin Franklin, he made up his own religion. He left the church and he started his own religion. And he looked at Jesus as a moral teacher. And he came up with 13 morals and he made a list and he made columns for every day. And he would go and he called them habitudes. Habits and attitudes. Very genius. They made books after it. And what it was every time he would fail in an area, he would check it or make a mark in that area. And he found himself just failing miserably and miserably, going through sheets of paper, trying to perfect in morality. Finally, he gave up and he says it's impossible to be perfect. Friends, you don't have to go through columns. You don't have to go through lists. You can rely on Christ. You may say, "I pick up my Bible and I just don't understand it." You can say, "God, just give me a word today. Give me a word today." I remember when I was a young Christian, I was sitting on a swing and I didn't know. I thought the book of Job was job, and I thought that's how you find a job. I was just, and I sat there and I had the family Bible on my lap and I said, "God, give me a word, any word." And the wind started blowing, and this is a true story. And the pages of that family Bible started flipping like this, and I got chills running up my back, and all of a sudden it ended. And it said, "The end." And I shut the Bible and went inside. I wasn't ready for that word. Let me say, God has a word for you. God has a word for you. God gives me a word out of here every day. And it's more than just reading the Bible theoretically, but seeing it practically, saying, how does this apply to me in my life? If we want to live the Christian life, we must understand that we must live it on the 2:20 level. A Galatians 2:20 level. And we will say with Stuart Briscoe said, "When I came to Christ, I said, oh, this is easy. Just like me." He said, when I started living the Christian life, I said, "Oh, this is difficult, just like me." And then he said, when I came to a place in my Christian life, I said, "It is impossible, just like me." And that's where a lot of my friends dropped out. But then he took it a step further, and he said, then I came to a place where I said, "This is exciting. This is exciting." Thank God that He loves us. Thank God that He cares for us. Wherever you are today, I want you to know that Galatians 2:20 is for you. And that no matter how much trash you have in your life, no matter how much garbage, no matter how many hurts, habits, and hang-ups you have in your life, you have a God who loves you, and He couldn't love you any more today than He loves you right now. And He wants you to experience that love. And you'll experience that love if you live the executed life. Realize your position in Him. You'll live the exchanged life. Rely on His power and not your own. And you live the energized life where you rest on His promises. God, every day, I don't want to stand on the premise. I want to stand on your promise each and every day. Let's pray together. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for your many blessings.